This is a yo-yo, and during the last 7 days I tried to learn a bunch of insane tricks with basically no experience. I never owned or used a yo-yo in my entire life, but after watching this video I felt inside that I needed to give it a try. The plan was simple, doing a bunch of research, starting from the basics, and then working my way up through 8 different levels of difficulty, from the easy tricks to the really hard ones. All the tricks are divided between 2 yo-yo categories, responsive and unresponsive yo-yos. In short, responsive yo-yos automatically returns back to you when you tug on the string. On the other hand, unresponsive yo-yos don't return back up automatically, but still, there is an interesting way to do it manually. Responsive yo-yos should be more suitable for beginners, and so I started from this one. To access any other trick, I needed to learn the easiest on the list. It's called downward sleeper, and it consists in throwing the yo-yo down, letting it spin, and then bringing it back up. In theory, because when I first tried, I really couldn't do it. Seriously. But then I found out that I had to face the arm the opposite way. Like that, by extending the arm and flicking the wrist, you can transfer spinning motion to the yo-yo, which allows it to get back up after you give a little tug. I only had one little problem. I think my yo-yo is broken. It keeps coming back for no reason. See? I'm not moving this one. Changing string didn't work. So then I tried to change the yo-yo, and thank God, after that, I could do the trick without issue. And by throwing the yo-yo with evil intentions, the movement gets pretty fast. Let's go! After you learn the downward sleeper, it should be easy to get one of the most popular yo-yo tricks, walk the dog. After doing the sleeper, you need to gently rest the yo-yo on the ground, and it will literally start rolling automatically. So you can walk with it a little bit, then tug, and bring the yo-yo back up. It's not a big deal. Actually, it's one of the easiest tricks. But still, at first, it looked like my dog had some sort of problems. The key here is to flick the wrist really fast while throwing the yo-yo, and with enough rotating speed, the trick gets really easy and it looks great. This is too easy. I want more. And that's why I picked the next trick. It's called around the corner, and it's way harder. First, you do the downward sleeper, but this time, instead of bringing the yo-yo back up, you move the elbow in front of the string and lift the yo-yo up with the arm. And from there, by simply waving your hand a little bit, the yo-yo should come back to your hand. The biggest problem right now was that the yo-yo kept hitting my arm, and I didn't know why. I tried so many ways and it didn't work. I was getting insane. But then, randomly, something changed. I started to increase the speed of the downward sleeper, and this little detail made a huge difference. But I still couldn't control the yo-yo after that, because it kept flying around or spinning on itself. Then, after a bunch of practice, I could finally fix the problem. And what I did was simply flicking the hand gently to get the yo-yo around the arm. This way, the trick got more and more fluid. And in the end, when I got it right, it was insanely satisfying. Let's go! Next, the around the world, which is really similar to the around the world in soccer. So you just place the yo-yo on top of your foot. Nah, I'm just kidding. This one looks extremely satisfying, but it's a little bit tricky, because instead of beginning with a downward sleeper, you start with a forward pass. Basically, instead of doing this, do this. After trying a few times, it gets kinda easy. And if you always dreamed about using a yo-yo as a weapon, this is how you do it. But just so you know, it's more of a double-edged sword. Once you get the forward pass, you can perform the around the world by simply avoiding catching the yo-yo and letting it slip. This way the yo-yo spins all the way around your arm, and when you stop the motion, the yo-yo should come back at your hand. Well, in theory. It took me a few minutes to understand when to stop the motion, but then with a bit of practice, I could perform 2-3 spins and catch the yo-yo consistently. Yes! The second last trick with the responsive yo-yo is completely different from the others, but apparently it's one of the most iconic yo-yo tricks. It's called Rock the Baby, and for this one I had to follow a tutorial, because I had absolutely no idea how to do it. Step 1, I have to grab the string with my left hand, about in the middle. Second step, pinching the string a couple of inches above the yo-yo. Third and last step, positioning the string triangle below the yo-yo, with the fingers pointing forward. Setting up the position has been surprisingly easy. I only had 2 problems. The first one was pinching the string at the right point in order to have the yo-yo in the middle of the triangle. And the second problem was keeping enough speed to allow the yo-yo to get back on my hand after the trick. But as always, it's all about practice, and in about 15 minutes, I could do the trick consistently. I think it's easy and it looks great. So before moving to the 5th level, if my girlfriend Elena can learn this trick before I finish talking about private internet access, I'm gonna give her and one of you $500 each. You should start. Private internet. Private internet access is the leading no-log internet service out there. And if you're wondering why you should use a VPN, well, I have many reasons for that. He already knows how to downward sleeper, by the way. For example, you can unlock all the content from streaming services like Netflix or Amazon Prime, and finally get to watch all the great movies and shows that are not available in your country by simply changing location. Moreover, it also protects your identity by keeping your data encrypted. Private internet access has over 30,000 servers in over 70 different countries, so it's perfect for the job. Meanwhile, she's making progress fast. Ooh. Private internet access is available for all platforms. You can use it on Windows and Android like me, or even Mac or iOS. And with one single subscription, you can protect up to 10 devices at the same time. Oh my god, she's almost there! Only by using the link in the description, you can get all the benefits of private internet access for less than $3 a month, with 3 extra months for free, and with a 30-day money-back guarantee. There is literally nothing to lose. Sign up today. Alright. Go on. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Yes! Nice! 500 for you, 500 for her. Watch till the end. The 5th level belongs to the last trick with a responsive yo-yo before moving to the unresponsive one. This trick looks impressive and it's called the flying saucer. I tried intuitively for a few minutes, but I couldn't figure it out. And then I realized that I was throwing the yo-yo, keeping my arm almost straight. While in this trick, the more you purposely incline your arm, the more the yo-yo will assume a UFO position. So I tried for a while, bringing my elbow to the inside, throwing really hard, and positioning the thumb in the middle of the string. Then by releasing the grip, the yo-yo should come back at your hand. And that's easier said than done. This trick is hard. I kept practicing and failing a bunch of times, mainly because the yo-yo wasn't coming back at my hand. But then suddenly, something clicked. And after 2 hours of practice, I started to get really close. It wasn't perfect though, so I kept trying. I was getting obsessed with this trick. And after another 2 hours, I actually started to get it right. Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Seriously, still to this point, the power of practice never fails to surprise me. The last 3 levels are extremely cool. The first 2 of them combined will give the 3rd one. And for all this, I decided to use an unresponsive yo-yo. This yo-yo basically doesn't come back at your hand automatically, but to do so, you can use a technique called bind. You need to learn this trick to avoid spending a ton of time winding the yo-yo back up manually. So, after throwing the yo-yo, sorry, bad joke. You need to rest the index finger in front of the string, then wrap it around the yo-yo, and by changing level of the arms and giving a little tug, the yo-yo should come back up. It looks complicated, but it actually works. The 6th level is the first component of the last trick, and it's called Trapeze. This trick begins with a side throw, and then this is the man. This is the trapeze. The goal is not to make the man fall. Don't worry, you're in good hands. This one looks great. I tried for a while and sometimes I even managed to get it right. I simply had a few problems centering the yo-yo on the string consistently and keeping it there for more than a second. The trick is having a really good throw and gently following the movement of the yo-yo with the arms. This way, it won't fall. It took a while, but once I got it, this one was extremely satisfying. By then doing this weird binding movement, which took me a while to learn too, and bringing the yo-yo back up, the trick is done. The 7th level is the second component of the last trick, and it's called Brain Twister. We start with a downward sleeper and then we do something similar to the bind, but instead of going in front of the yo-yo, we wrap the string behind it. Then, similarly to the last trick, I had to push the yo-yo around the finger and making it land in this position. This step is tricky. It really took a while to center the yo-yo consistently and making it land on the string. But after a bit of frustration, I got it. Now, by pushing the yo-yo towards your body, you can make it rotate 3 times. 3 times is enough. And make it come back at your hand with a bind after that. Surprisingly, it didn't took me much to get this trick down. And after 20 minutes, it was done. Nice! Which means I was kinda ready to try the last and most difficult trick. This one is a combination of the trapeze and the brain twist, and it's way harder than all the previous tricks. It's called Skin the Gerbil. I have no idea why it's called like that, but the trick is intimidating. First, perform a trapeze. So far so good. Then, double mount the trapeze. Something I had no idea how to do. But once you get how it works, it becomes almost intuitive. Nice! Next, unmount the yo-yo once and mount it on the opposite hand. And even achieving this has been slow and painful, but in the end, I got it. After all that, unmount the yo-yo and spin it towards your body, kinda like a brain twist motion. Then another trapeze, dismount, and bring the yo-yo back up. Well, this is why I was intimidated. There are so many chances to fail in this trick, but I started practicing with the intention of not stopping until I could do it perfectly. At first, the yo-yo kept falling or dying, and after 3 hours, I was getting insane. By practicing, I increased the speed of the first throw, and slowly I got more fluid and more accurate. The only problem was the last step, in which the yo-yo kept falling every single time. It's been 2 hours, I'm still here, and I'm still bad. Actually, I was getting better, but even after so many hours of practice, I still couldn't really fix the last step. Anyways, I kept trying, and suddenly I got really close for the first time. I did everything right, but the yo-yo didn't come back at my hand.
No! No! No, this was super close!
And the next day, like magic, my brain actually realized what I was doing. I still failed a bunch of times and my finger was crying, but I kept going. And after about 4 hours of practice in the same exact spot, I basically did it right for the first time. The only problem was that the yo-yo wasn't spinning fast enough, and it didn't come back at my hand. And this made me really sad. But the next attempt, I gave everything in the throw, and I tried to be as accurate as possible. And then, this happened.
Let's go!
Subscribe and click the bell for more skills and content like this. And since Elena got the Rock the Baby, I'm gonna give one random subscriber $500, announcing the lucky person on my Instagram. I'll see you soon with a new skill.